Welcome back to Blind Man Morris, and I'm getting this car ready for a long road trip. Now, our car's a daily driver, so we already do reasonable amount of mileage in them, 50, 60, 100 miles a week in this one, and we're going to chuck in a long road trip on the top, probably around 300 plus miles, so we're going to get it ready for that journey. So we're going to check, it's more like a 3,000 mile service on steroids really. So we're going to do a oil level check, coolant level check. We're going to check all the hoses in the engine bay, check all the cabling. We're going to pull a spark plug and have a look at the health of the carburation and tuning. And we're going to do some distributor work. We're going to check the charging system. We're going to top up the dash pot. We are going to lubricate the throttle controls and have a look at the cables to see if there's any issue with fraying or rusting or corrosion. We're going to check the manifold head, the manifold to head nuts around the back there. We're going to check the exhaust clamp fittings. We are going to check the exhaust hangings across the body of the car. We're doing a full brake check. We're going to do a gearbox oil check, a differential oil check. We're going to do a suspension bolt check. We are going to do
greasing.
Greasing. I've done the greasing.
Okay.
We're going to do a full greasing job on everything: prop shaft, top and bottom trunnions, track rod ends.
We're ready to do that here, aren't we?
Yeah, so we're ready to go there. We're going to do a full corrosion check and a full chassis check, and we're going to go through the spares kit to see if we've got anything missing, especially things, little things like, where is it? There, this little bugger here. They're really,
hose.
Yeah, the vacuum hose. I mean, they're just rubbish, and so we always keep a spare. So I'm going to make sure I've got one of those.
Going to check the fire extinguisher expiry date.
Yeah, and we're going to make sure we've got good charge on our phones. Can you think of anything else? Windscreen wipers, clean your glass, hoover it out, make sure everything's okay. We're going to spend a fair bit of time checking over the car.
Earth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, checking the charging system.
We'll check all the earth.
Check all the earth.
We check all the lights.
We're going to check the state of the HT leads, things like this, make sure they're all springy and, you know, they're not stiff and wearing.
We'll do a charging check which includes actually testing it.
Yeah.
So we'll do a check where we check the voltage at rest, the voltage as we turn it over, and the voltage as it runs, and then the voltage as we then rev.
Yeah.
To make sure that it's all working correctly.
We're going to check the tension on the fan belt and check the state of the fan belt and make sure we've got a spare fan belt in the spares kit.
And we do that about 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, so we do that over 2 weeks beforehand because it gives you a chance that if you do find anything, you can fix it before you need to go. And if you're doing a really long road trip, you do all of those things anyway. You probably do a 6,000 mile service, and you chuck something like a half shaft in the back of your boot as well, with all the stuff to change it, just in case you get a snapped half shaft. People chuck in head gaskets and that, but that's for sort of more European trips rather than just a UK wide trip. And I think that's about it really. If you've got anything to add.
No, just give yourself some time. Don't do it the night before, because if you do that, you discover that you've done something and then you've caused a problem, or that you discover something that needs buying, and then you've got time to order the part.
Yeah.
And for it to arrive, and for you to fit it before you're off on the trip.
And then do the classic test runs before everything settles in.
Yes.
And I think that gives you a chance. We'll do all this basic service on the car really, and then we'll go out and test run it as we normally do, 50, 60 miles a week. And then if there's any issues that come up, we've got time to fix them. And don't forget to do a full tyre health check. So you're looking at your tyre depth. You're looking at the walls of your tyres for cracking and perishing. Don't forget to check the back of your tyres. Don't forget to check your valve, see if that's not perished, especially when you're running tubeless tyres. And once you've done all that, check the tightness of your wheel nuts, make sure they're nipped up right. And there we go. Check them all around, make sure your tyre pressure is okay, and you should be good to go. And also, as with the rest of the work we've been doing for the long road trip test, we're also checking all the suspension elements on the rear suspension, and I'm going to adjust and check the brakes for any brake leaks, and we're going to adjust and clean them out, and I'm going to top the brake fluid up as part of everything to do. What I'm looking at is checking these at the back of the leaf springs here, these shackle pins and shackle plates, the U-bolts, and down under there the main front of the leaf spring pin there. I'm going to tighten all that, check them all, U-bolts. I'm looking for leaks, looking for new leaks, looking for holes, looking for structural corrosion. Going to give it a good old check over underneath I'm just going to slide Amber under there and she's going to check the whole chassis because I don't fit under there unless it's on ramps. So let's on to the next section.
Okay, so I'm just about to do the distributor maintenance. So I'm not going to take it out of the car because I'm not changing any of the components, but what I'm going to do in a moment is take the distributor cap off, and I'm going to clean and check the points gap. I'm also going to lubricate the distributor, and I'll show you that. I'm going to check the rotor arm, I'm going to clean out the distributor cap, and I think that's all the things I'm going to do, isn't it?
Oh, you're going to check everything from wear and damage.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to take the distributor cap off, and as John would say, I'm going to do the bottom clip first. So let's just have a look inside of there. So I'm looking for tracking, I'm looking for any cracks or damage, and you're looking for the wear on the 4 points on the outside where the spark goes through, and also this middle carbon pin here as well. Is it a brush or a pin? I don't know how you describe it, carbon pin. And I am just going to give that a little clean. Bit of electrical cleaner. Gets rid of any deposits that are inside there. You just got to be a bit careful with a carbon pin. It's quite delicate and it's got a spring behind it, and you can damage it if you hit it with anything. That will evaporate pretty quickly. Right, so we've now got the points there. So what John is going to do, and hopefully I can move the camera angle, he's going to move the distributor, he's going to move the engine round until the points open for me. Yeah, so what I'm looking for is that the heel of the points will hit the high point on the cam, or will open up the points, and that means that I can 1, check the gap, and 2, clean them as well. Now another way of doing this is if you've got a Remax tool, and we've got one of those which enables you to do that without turning the engine, which is very useful on the roadside. I can show you that, but we have done a video on that separately, haven't we? Anyway, I'm now going to clean the points. I can also inspect them as well. So I'll just have a look. I'm looking for any bits where there's build-up between them, because that will affect the gap, or severe pitting. They look all right actually. So I'm just going to now check the gap. Can I just be certain we've got it in the right place? Can you just turn it for me again?
Yeah.
Oh. There. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to check the gap. I've got a 15,000 feeler gauge here, and obviously these are not ones that we've just fitted, so I'm just checking it. So they should slide through a bit like pulling a piece of paper from under a magnet. So I'm just going to check the gap on those. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm also just going to check the rotor arm as well. I'm going to lubricate the distributor. So I'm going to put a drop of oil into the bit underneath where the rotor arm would go, which is here. I'm going to put a drop of oil into the gap, which goes right down into the workings inside the distributor. And I'm also going to put the tiniest smear of Vaseline onto the cam itself, and it has to be less than the size of a match head. So it's tiny bit. So I'll just do that. Now when you put the rotor arm back on, it's really important that you don't touch the top of it to push it down, because you can put a thumb mark on there and that will affect its ability to work. Is that a fair description?
Greasy thumb mark.
Yeah.
Track the spark will track down the grease lines.
Okay, so that's all back on. Got bits of grass on the inside the engine bay here. So I'm just going to put the distributor cap back on. So that's all evaporated now, and I'm happy with that. So it goes back on. This arch here goes over where the LT connection goes on that side. Make sure I'm happy that that's firmly down. It is. Like that. And I'm going to put the lower clip on first. Now when it's on right, it won't move. at all. You won't be able to move that. Just make sure that you haven't nudged anything. So this LT lead connection here, it's possible to nudge it. Just make sure it's connected both ends. And also that you haven't disturbed the vacuum tube, which is here. So that's that bit. Most importantly, after you've done all of that, start the car, because you know then that if it won't suddenly start, it's because you've done something. And that gives you the opportunity to go back and correct the thing that you've done. And that's that bit.
So there we are, we're getting ready for the National, and there we go, and we'll see you up there.